Hi everyone, it is still October 25, 2021. I just posted a video just right before the posting of this one showing you this tornado in Cuba on the 16th of October. I will show you the very bizarre nanotechnology operating in Cuba on the 16th. We're going to start at 8 a.m. Now, I will link below to this site. You can do every 10 minutes or every hour or every day, but let's do 10 minutes. Okay, this is nanotechnology operating right here. Now, Mother Nature works in a circular pattern. She does not work in these straight line defined patterns, but you will see, oh wow, at 8:30 a.m. it was a clear day in Cuba until they started activating the nanobots. Clear day still, 8:40 a.m., 8:50 clear, 9 a.m. clear, and eventually, and also, you can check out these nanobots, okay? This is not Mother Nature, these clouds that are, you see the line and the bizarre shape of this, what, cloud? No, these are nanobots. And nanobots can create stratus cloud, but it's still clear at 9:20 a.m. in Cuba. Okay, oops, what are these little blips that are appearing? More blips. And you will see them up here right along the coast. These are not clouds. Not clouds. Nanotechnology operating. Okay. Look at this. All of these, what are nanobots? Right along the coast. And watch what they do. Look at this. It's, ooh, wow. 11 a.m. Oh my God, what an erection of cloud. Not Mother Nature. And if you can see it in this video, because I know that the colors get somewhat distorted by the uploads, but if you can't see it, you will see the different colors. Now, red, green is the predominant colors that you will see in these blips, and red, green means, activation of nanobot. If you can't see it, click on the link below in the description of this video, and on the site itself you will see it. It's quite clear, so defined. All right, this comes about from military personnel sitting at a supercomputer putting out the coordinates. Okay, and you'll see another one operating. This straight line defined. Look at this thing. Oh my God. Yeah, here we go again. Another in the same area. Oops, and a blast right here. You see the pinkish color? Red. And this looks like nanobots that had payloads of something in there. Okay, but the clear day is now nanobotted. And look at what these nanobots can do. Right along the coast, you have all of this, the activation of the nanobots. They are producing cloud. Right along the coast, and it doesn't even come out the coordinates set off the nanobots. The nanobots are releasing stratus clouds into the atmosphere, and you'll see the line of nanobots. Not Mother Nature at all. You see the line? They have actuators in these nanobots that can control their movement. Look at this. Unbelievable. No. Here is the nanobot line, the circular pattern. What you are seeing, nanotechnology in the works. Not natural. Look at the rings around this cloud. Okay, so, yeah, it's, boy, all of this technology could have been used for good, but evil is so much easier. Not real. Let's listen to this broadcast. This is it's from the History Channel or the Science Channel.
Even without definitive proof, cloud seeding continues to be practiced in over 34 countries worldwide. But silver iodide and dry ice nuclei are Stone Age technologies compared to today's higher-tech particle payloads. The most amazing of these belong to a family of weather mod devices that are so small you might not see one, even if it was floating in your eye. Ranging from the ultra-tiny to the nearly invisible, these are the revolutionary micro-machines that will be the workhorses of any world weather control system. They're MEMS, micro-electromechanical sensors.
There are approximately 2,000 weather balloons launched globally, worldwide, every day.
Those balloons play a huge role in helping us predict and potentially control our weather. But what if we could launch 10,000 weather balloons a day, or 10 million? That's exactly the theory behind GEMS.
GEMS are global environmental MEMS sensors, a concept that we have come up with that deals with a massive wireless network of airborne probes.
The idea is to release 10,000 or more of these dust-sized probes every day from airplanes, stratospheric platforms, or satellites. Like weather balloons, the probes would monitor weather information over every kilometer of the Earth's surface at a resolution that is today unheard of.
We envisioned that the GEMS probe itself would have a bio-inspired design, something like a maple seed or a dandelion seed that actually incorporates the constructs of nature to achieve aerodynamics and buoyancy.
With an ongoing stream of millions of measurements, the accuracy of our picture of the atmosphere could improve 1,000 times over.
There's every reason to be optimistic that simply having more measurements of the atmosphere will lead to improved forecasts.
It's also possible that the GEMS themselves could be made to play an active role in cloud dynamics. In effect, cloud seeding with 1 million microscopic computers.
We could potentially use these very small devices either as cloud condensation nuclei to seed clouds the way that current weather modification is done, or potentially something even more futuristic would be to actually have the devices be active, where they could introduce some perturbation into parts of the atmosphere to actually modify the weather.
And that was the important thing. We can actually create these balloons, nanobots, that can emit, well, he didn't say it, but frequencies that could create perturbations in the atmosphere. Bring about weather. To bring about weather. They're talking about nanotechnology.
But if GEMS are heavier than air, what will happen when these millions of probes finally fall to Earth?
When the GEMS probes land on the surface, either in the water or on the land, they would continue potentially to provide surface observations.
But what about the ones that end up on your picnic table or in your hair?
At the sizes we're talking about, if you actually inhaled one or got one in your mouth or one in your eye, it would probably be no different than, say, a speck of dust or a...
Bullshit. Nanotechnology is a whole new industry that is unregulated. And I just recently came across more articles on nanotechnology, and the unregulation of it is creating an awful lot more toxicity on the environment. You breathe one of these in, you're not just breathing one, you're breathing an awful lot. But he talks about these dropping from the atmosphere down into waters, onto the ground, on your house, in your hair. These are sensors. They receive and send data. Okay. Well, nanotechnology was talked about in Weather as a Force Multiplier, Owning the Weather in 2025. It was also talked about in Operational Defenses 2030. But the nanotechnology talked about in Operational Defenses through Weather Control in 2030. Well, they go into greater depth of that nanotechnology and what it can do. This system effectively shortens the control loop of an atmospheric system to the point it can be managed. The capabilities in the diamond-walled balloons are based on the future of nanotechnology. Localized temperature, vapor content. Now, in this video, they were talking about what those sensors can do, give us greater forecasting capability. I think forecasting capability has declined. That's not what they're doing. They're using these nanobots to control the weather. So, on Zoom Earth, and this is, you just look at this and it's like, well, look at it on College of DuPage. Really? This is Mother Nature creating a very, very defined line of cloud. This is how our clouds used to look like. No, look at all of these blips that you're seeing. That's the nanobots. Nanobots. Blips of activated nanobots that begin to form cloud. And you see it every single day. All the time. All of these blips down here. Okay. So, I wanted to go through what was happening in the flooding in India, killing 180 people. Well, that was the last I heard of it. But okay, where's India? Oh, right there. Nepal area. This is today, or the 23rd. All right, let's go back. Oh, I can't remember the date. Hang on. I'm going to start on the 18th. I believe the rain started coming on the 18th. And the monsoon season, I believe, was over, but it extended itself. When you hear that or read that in these mainstream media publications, think about Vietnam and they extending the monsoon season to flood out all of the roads and the farming, all of the my God, the destruction that has been going on forever. But when you see ripples like this, you know that there's microwaves in play as well. So the 18th, right? You can see them blowing up the cloud. That they have many tools to do this, So it's not just nanotechnology, but I'm focusing on the nanotechnology right now. Look at the microwaves radiating. Now, I'm just going to go to the 19th. Let's see. Maybe even, let's do hours. Okay, so nanobots, microwaves, the straight-lined cloud formation. Look at how nice and pink this is. Now, I have seen, colors that leave me to believe that these nanobots, well, I know that they have payloads, but what are they emitting into the atmosphere as well? This is not Mother Nature. Not at all. Not at all. The flooding was catastrophic, if you don't know. And I'm doing every 10 minutes. I mean, this is not natural cloud at all. It's lining the coast or lining the border. And look how pink this is. You see the nanobot line. It's like they have these, think of it as soldiers. Think of it as, military soldiers that are attacking an area. And this is the controlling line. Here we have the controlling line right up here. Now, because it's 6 a.m. I'm sorry, they are definitely releasing something into the atmosphere that is not good. And really, look at this. Activation of nanobots releasing something from payloads. So you can bring it up several days. And, at night when I see, cloud, which is white, and then I see all of this, I have to wonder if the nanobots are producing this color on satellites and radar. Because you do see, oh, well, same time, right? You see the cloud coverage, and then you see all of this blue, and yeah, that's the only thing that I can think of. But then once it gets, now this is my time, so nighttime in India. I'm doing every 10 minutes. Well, let's do hours. Yeah. Extremely low frequencies. Definitely putting something into the atmosphere. Now, I saw something very strange. Look at this. This is not good. I did see something very strange on here. I hope it comes up. I hope it flashes up. Really? You're going to be sending cloud in a different direction? Now all of this is going along the border But this cloud is going in a different direction. All of these blips, Bangladesh up to, oh my God, it's really, nanobots hanging about in the same area. I'm doing hours, and we'll bring it to the 21st. If it doesn't, I should have noted the actual time and date of the extremely low frequencies that were very clear, setting off right in this area. And if we don't see them, then you can go to Zoom Earth yourself. All of this is nanobots, all of it. They have literally billions and billions of nanobots. They've put them into the atmosphere. Yes, they do fall down, but they replace them. Look at this thing. So, this whole structure, this artificial cloud structure, bringing about tremendously destructive flooding, stayed in the same place for days. For days. Let's do hours. We're on the 22nd. Here. I'm not sure what this is. It could be a glitch, or it could be a very powerful frequency coming from I'd have to look into this area. If anybody wants to. Port Sudan in the in Africa. There is probably something there. Let me do a quick check. Well, I'm not sure what this is. Again, it could be a glitch. I know that just my very cursory search, Russian military bases there. So I didn't see anything, but again, you got to look very closely. So that was October 22nd. And I'm doing every 10 minutes because I really want you to see the extremely low frequency that was shot off, emitted. Let's go to a day. Here and here. So, and here. The long, defined lines, extremely low frequencies, which they use to steer weather fronts, to intensify weather fronts. Yeah, they are. $180 people dead. It's not just one thing that they use, but they have a whole arsenal. And I'm doing hours now, so these were shooting off a whole lot. $4:10. Well, that's my time. Okay, so the problem with nanotechnology, and I'll link below to Nanotechnology Now, where all of the geniuses are creating nanotechnology. You can see the white papers, you can see interviews with industry leaders, in-depth analysis. Yeah. Featured columns, press releases. October 15th, I think they do this once a week. October 15th, breaking news, innovations in dentistry. They are using nanotechnology in medicine, in all kinds of things. Clothing, materials for construction. And it's not good because this nanotechnology is toxic. So, if you want to learn about the weather machine, nano-enabled climate control for the Earth, you can listen to the rocket scientist himself, John Storrs. I'm going to read a little bit of this, but the brilliant person, John Storrs Hall. He's the epitome of genius. The geniuses that invent things that are weaponized. And at the tail end of this speech, he goes on to say, well, people having control over this weather machine, it's really, I'm paraphrasing greatly, but he's essentially beginning to talk about how this could be used as a weapon, and then he just shuts up because it is being used as a weapon. So the Hall weather machine is a thin, The Hall weather machine is a thin global cloud consisting of small transparent balloons that can be thought of as a programmable and reversible greenhouse gas because it shades or reflects the amount of sunlight that hits the upper stratosphere. These balloons are each between a millimeter and a centimeter in diameter, made of a few nanometers thick diamondoid membrane. Each balloon is filled with hydrogen to enable it to float at an altitude of 60,000 to 100,000 feet high above the clouds. It is bisected by an adjustable sheet and also includes solar cells, a small computer, a GPS receiver to keep track of its location, and an actuator to occasionally and relatively slowly move the bisecting membrane between vertical and horizontal orientations. And that's what you were seeing. Especially, it was very clear over Cuba that I just showed you on the God, when was the tornado? I can't even remember. Oh man. Those bands that you saw. Nanobots again. Oh God, when was this tornado? Oh. On the 16th. Wow. All right. Oh, here. Okay. Good. Good. Right here. These bands. move it about. Okay. So, bisected by an adjustable sheet, and also includes a solar cell, solar cells, a small computer, GPS, actuator, moving the bisecting membrane between vertical and horizontal orientations. What is impressive about the weather machine is that by controlling 0.1% of solar radiation, that's enough to force global climate in any direction we want. 1% is enough to change regional climate. 10%, global weather control. The problems: every human design system has unintended bugs and may cause negative consequences. Some concerned about that weather machine, like the author of this article, who is a nanotechnologist, right here, research engineer. Well, there are big problems. Could cause negative consequences, could accidentally cause catastrophic weather. More advanced versions of the balloons are problematic. Did I show you the versions? No, where are they? Right here. Okay, 4 versions of balloons, each version more dangerous. More advanced versions of balloons are problematic because the weather machine wouldn't just control the intensity of solar and terrestrial radiation, but could also redirect and concentrate energy. It could give, which would give it more powerful and precise control over the weather. Unfortunately, energy concentration is exactly the capability that transforms the weather machine into an awesome weapon of mass destruction. The global coordination of the reflective weather machine allows bouncing concentrated solar energy around the globe, making it possible to set cities on fire. By fire, I mean the type of fire caused by dropping a nuclear bomb per second, as long as you want. The potential for abuse is rather large. So, the most advanced version of the balloon is even better or worse. It contains an aerogel density, extremely light and porous, programmable metamaterial that controls the frequency, direction, and phase of the reflected or transmitted radiation. Fully deployed, such as a weather machine, could become a planet-sized telescope or a laser. Small portions of such a system could be used as an effective missile defense system. If you thought about version 3 as a weapon of mass destruction, version 4 makes them and their transformers look like children's toys. Given the most unimaginable weaponization of the Hall weather machine, an important reaction is to ask if there are any defenses against them. 2 types: those that attack the control algorithms of these supercomputers, cyberware attacks, and those that physically attack the balloons, such as a swarm of hunter-killer balloons or larger high-flying carnivores. And you can read on the ethical issues are, well, numerous and profound, don't you think? Yes, they are. Now we're on to Southern California. Look at the frequencies. I'm telling you, frequencies, man controlling electromagnetic frequencies, the nanotechnology that man has, that's enough to, well, control the world with weather. All right. I will link below to everything, and we are seeing massive destruction take place. The weapon machine has been weaponized. Sometimes genius can be dangerous.